Hi guys, it's Chrissie and welcome back to the channel. Now today we're going to be doing an apartment build, and this apartment is for the color palette build challenge that I believe the Sim Supply created, or I guess it was commented on one of his videos or something. But anyway, he was the first one I saw that did this. So I thought I would give it a go as well, and two other YouTubers that I've also just recently discovered, Emmy Sims and Chloe Sims, have also done this challenge, and they did such an amazing job with their builds. So that inspired me even more to give this a shot. Now, I built this apartment on the 2B Jasmine Suite apartment area, or lot I guess you could call it. And it is just a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment. And I didn't use any CC in this apartment at all. So you will be able to download it if you have all of the packs, since I didn't really restrict myself when it came to using the packs. I just used whatever I felt like using, so I might have used a lot of them. So you will just have to have a look at that on the gallery. Now this lot is up on my gallery page under my gallery ID, which is the same as my username on here, which is just ChrissieYork, and you can also find it by searching the hashtag ChrissieYork. And I wanted to remind you guys, I don't believe I've mentioned this in any of my videos before, but if you do place one of my builds, you will have to have move objects on, because I do use move objects in all of my builds to just place things more precisely or raise them up or something. And if you place the lot without that on, it could cause some things to drop to the floor or not be placed correctly or something like that. So I just thought I'd mention that. Now, I haven't even talked about the color palette that I've gotten for this build. Now, I used the same website that James used for his, and that's colormine.io, and I will leave a link to the website in the description in case you wanted to try this for yourself. Now, the color palette that I got for this will have been up on the screen this whole time, but I will just tell you what I thought it represented. Now, for me, it was a very tropical color palette. It definitely reminded me of something tropical and, I don't know, very Hawaiian-y for some reason, or something that looks like it could fit in Salvadorada or something like that. So I definitely went with a very tropical theme for this apartment. You will see that as we go along. And it is a very vibrant color palette. I usually don't use these kinds of colors in my builds, especially not together, especially not with the orange and the blue. It's definitely not a color scheme that I go for in my regular builds, that I just come up with on my own, but I actually thought this worked really well together. I love that it had the bright blue and bright oranges and stuff like that that are really vibrant colors, but then it also had a sort of beige, sandish colored color that I brought in with a lot of the woods and some of the wallpapers and stuff that I used. And that is also another reason why it definitely reminded me of something tropical. Now, I did cut out doing the layout for this apartment and picking the wallpapers and stuff, since that took me the longest to decide on, was the wallpapers, since it's kind of hard to work off of color palettes in The Sims 4, since it's not like The Sims 3 where we had the creator style tool where you could basically create any color you wanted for any object in the game. Sometimes I miss that, but other times I remember how laggy it made my game and how much longer it took to build or decorate anything, since I don't believe I've ever done a Sims 3 build or furnish or something that I didn't use that tool for on every single object in the house, and that is something that I definitely don't miss. But yeah, I do feel like we could use some more swatches for some of the objects in the Sims 4. But overall, I found this color palette surprisingly easy to work with what we have in the game. As I said, I didn't even want to use any CC for this color palette. I just found everything that I wanted in the game already. So yeah, this is a CC free build. But yeah, these more vibrant colors are something that I've noticed The Sims 4 has been adding, that the Sims theme has been adding a lot of recently. And a lot of the packs that we've gotten over the past few months or something like that, I think it's maybe even the past year, has been very vibrant and colorful. Now for something like this, that is absolutely great. But if you're like me, if you're like me, it's not your go-to color selections and furniture styles. I do prefer more modern things, so I hope we get something a bit more modern in the future. But yeah, if you're into doing vibrant, colorful builds, and then you can definitely find everything you need in the game, as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, as I said, I don't tend to do these colorful kinds of builds, but I really found it very fun to, just do something different for once. But yeah, now I wanted to talk about those lights that you're seeing me hanging up right now. The little hanging lights that came with a Christmas update or something like that. Now you'll see I messed around with those lights for probably 20 minutes, but I did cut out all of that, and I did end up going with those blue fairy lights from Parenthood. They just fitted a lot better, and they didn't disappear whenever you turned the camera, which was very annoying for me. And yeah, I did try and use some dividers there to make it look like those bottle racks were hanging, but I decided to just delete them and leave that space open so that you could see through to the kitchen and see from the kitchen into the living room. And I really like that. I don't believe I've done that before in a house where you walk in and you walk into the kitchen, and you have to go through the kitchen either to get to the living room or to the dining room or something like that. I don't believe I've done that before, and I loved how it turned out. Now, I was actually really, the only thing that I wanted CC for this build was probably a dining table. I knew I wanted a round one, but to go with the color scheme of this build, for the color palette of this build, I couldn't really find one in game that I actually liked. But yeah, that orange and blue one from Laundry Day was the closest that I got to something that fit with the color palette. But yeah, I actually like that table, but I don't really like that swatch of that table. So yeah, now you will see me trying to use the sofas that came with my first bed stuff. I am absolutely obsessed with those sofas. I don't know how many times I've said that in these past few videos, but yeah, I love those sofas, but I couldn't fit them into this. They didn't have the right colors for this build. But yeah, now I have to apologize if I'm a bit rambly in the videos that are going up this week or next week or even the week after that. I have to, as I mentioned, I don't know in what build I mentioned it, but I know I did. I mentioned that we are going to be moving, and I have to do a lot of pre-recording for that. I have to do about 24 videos, and so that is going to be very hard for me. But since I can't really record during the day, it's not quiet enough around the house, so I usually end up at 1 AM in the morning and at 1 AM I get this urge to just record voiceovers, and so I end up recording like 6 in a row. And by that point you kind of lose track of what you've said and what you haven't said and how you sound and everything. So yeah, please excuse me if I end up being very rambly. And I might also not be doing full voiceovers for all of the videos, for all of the builds and apartment builds and stuff that are going to go up. I might just do a few minutes of voiceover at the beginning and then end up cutting to music, since, as I said, I have a lot to record and I don't always have a lot to say about everything. But yeah, now we're almost coming to the screenshots. I think we have about 2.5 minutes left. But yeah, I just wanted to tell you guys that I have started working from off of a schedule that I've created for myself, and I might still change add some changes to the schedule and whatnot, but I will leave it down in the description down below, so that you, if you wanted to, you could have a look to see what will be coming up every day of the week. And yeah, I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, give it a like and tell me anything you guys want. Tell me any ideas you guys have for builds or creator sims or apartment builds or anything like that. Comment that down below if you want to, and comment, and please subscribe if you're new to the channel and want to see more of me just stumbling through voiceovers most of the time. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a great day, and I will talk to you all in my next video. Bye guys.